Welcome to another episode of the Brown Couch Bros.
Brown Couch Bros, man, back here on the east side. The weakest side. The east side.
Shots fired. Shots fired already. It's Brown Couch Bros. Brown Couch Bros. We in the building. 3 the hard way, as we love it. You know, we love our guests, but it's back to the norm.
We back home.
Yeah,
we back
we go.
in our
Where it all started.
good mode.
Where it all started.
You know, Pac and Biggie died over that East Coast, West Coast.
Hey, I gotta ease my way back west. Real smooth and quiet.
Well, customary fashion, let's tip it off.
Let's tip. Drill. Good water.
Jess, what you got for your tip off today?
Good water.
That is water.
Okay.
No,
hey, look,
this is not water.
So for my tip off today, man, I just want to thank everybody who continue to reach out, comment via text messages, Facebook messages that acknowledge the show. Actually brought one of our first subscribers in. Soon as the episode hit, I get the call, Dad, I'm about to watch the show. So welcome in from Miami, Robin. What's going on with you, baby? Appreciate you coming out.
The audience today.
So look, man, I'm just glad to have everybody continue to reach out, look at us. We're trying to make a move and being part of the industry, man. So thank everyone, YouTube, the podcast, and all that. So just keep on with us, man. We still got bangers coming. So next year, going into 2025, we got some guests lined up that I'm super excited for. So, man, let's go, man. Thing is on the move.
You say it's go time?
It's go time.
It's go
2025, baby. 2025.
So this is what I want to say about my tip off. It's time to put Antonio Gates in the Football Hall of Fame. He should have been there last year. To me, he was the first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Shout out to our homeboy Detroit Central.
One of our own.
Antonio Gates going in. I think Bettis is the only one here locally that's in the Hall of Fame. I also want to hope and pray that Sterling Sharp get in this year, man. I think he was one of those guys that defined the wide receiver position back in the early 80s, late 80s, early 90s. Injuries shortened his career, but we are seeing that Terrell Davis got in, Gale Sayers got in, only playing 6 or 7 years. Other than that, I want to give Robin a shout out because you didn't mention it. Architect extraordinaire.
I didn't know that.
I got to give her a flower.
I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about that.
Went away and got that architecture degree.
That's right. That's right.
Miami, Florida.
After you.
Other than that, I hope Torrey Host get an opportunity to get into the Football Hall of Fame. And Freddie T over there on the pivot. Our brothers in arms when it comes to this podcast game.
Yep.
So old Freddie T gets the nod this year. He's probably the last guy with 10,000 yards or more that's on the list. When you're talking about all-time running backs and yardage-wise, that's probably right there on the bubble getting in. Him, Eddie George. Hopefully one day Eddie George get in. But that's my tip-off, man. These Hall of Fame guys.
On your tip-off, though, I know one of the Hall of Fame guys, and I just wanted a quick thought on that. Eli Manning.
I got him on the list. Of course, they got him on the list. I mean, the Manning name travels. The guy got 2 Super Bowls. He beat Tom Brady twice. 2-time NFL MVP. Super Bowl MVP. Numbers, if you look at the numbers, they're not great, but he's probably going to get in. I think he'll get in just for the simple fact, he Eli Manning and his brother in. Fortunately, his dad didn't get in, but I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't get in, or I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't get the call. But he did make it to the finalists already in his first time around, as far as after, you have to wait 5 years after the game, after you played the game.
And it's so it's 15 guys that's nominated to go in. 5 of them are going to get in. You mentioned with Eli, you mentioned him beating Tom Brady. I noticed Adam Vinatieri is on that list.
Yep.
He helped Tom Brady win his titles.
I think Vinatieri, as a kicker, he probably should get in. Okay. He should get in.
All right.
Yeah, to me, Vinatieri. These will be my top 3 or 4. Of course, the ones I mentioned: Sterling, Torrey Holt, Gates is automatic to me. Maybe even your boy that played defensive end for the Ravens.
Terrell
Suggs. Yep. So it's gonna be tight, man, because you can pick 5 from the modern era and 3 from the committee, the retirement committee, players committee picks 3, and I hope, like I said, Sterling Sharp has the opportunity to sit next to his brother.
Yeah,
we'll get more into that after they narrow it down and get the 5 in.
Yeah,
and then we'll come back to that.
Yes,
but
sir.
You missed one that's not on that list that should be on that list is London Fletcher.
Well, yeah, we got a campaign for London for real because here's a guy, 15 years in the NFL, Super Bowl champion. If you put his numbers up with Ray Lewis numbers, they're similar.
If not better.
I think Ray has the more Pro Bowls and stuff like that. But when it comes to production, wasn't nobody better in the game than Ray Lewis and London Fletcher.
Well, one of the Iron
in that era.
One of the Iron Men of the league rarely missed a game at all. Played for 3 different franchises, storied franchises in the NFL. Went to a Super Bowl, lost a Super Bowl, and my personal friend. We went to college together. People don't know he played a year and a half of basketball with me at St. Francis University of Pennsylvania, and then went to John Carroll, and the rest is history for his football career. But should definitely be on that list. Definitely be a Hall of Famer at some point, and maybe a guy who's going to get in on the players committee at some point. But certainly, man, the committee gets it wrong anytime they leave London Fletcher off that list.
Well, they definitely got it wrong last year when Gates didn't get in. I was just, this the guy all-time leading tight end in touchdown in NFL history. 116 touchdowns.
And the one thing these guys can't do is they can't catch another touchdown pass. They can't make another tackle. They can't win another Super Bowl as players. It's going to take shows like ours and the media to really talk them up and get them across the finish line in terms of making the Pro Bowl.
Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, you picked him the last 5 years in fantasy.
Oh yeah,
even in retirement.
I had him on roster. He wasn't even in the league. I want Gates.
Real quick with my tip off today. 55 degrees in the city of Detroit yesterday, and guess what I did?
Oh my God!
I played golf, baby.
You played 18?
18
You got on the green
yesterday morning.
Got on the green.
Got out there at Glenhurst. Shout out to all the other golfers who were out there with us yesterday. Played with our sons, Brandon Lewis and Tyrone Hamilton and Big Hawk came out there with us. It was a shortened course yesterday at Glenhurst. So it typically plays about 6,500. It played about 5,700 yesterday. Went out there, shot an 82.
You shot an 82?
Shot an 82, baby.
Damn.
Shot an 82, baby. Feeling good yesterday. So,
That's what Leon said. That's
man. So,
you gave him something to shoot for.
A little extra motivation. So, it wasn't the normal length of a course that we would typically play.
Right.
But I felt good about, the shots I was taking and making yesterday. I didn't putt the greatest, but I drove the ball pretty good and got on the green when I needed to.
Grass was kind of wet a little bit.
Up and down. It was wet. It was wet. So, a lot of your wedge shots are going to be a little heavy in course conditions like this. But it was a good time. Anytime you can get out there in December.
Late December. 55.
Michigan.
In Detroit, man. 55 degrees.
Was it crowded?
Degrees. It was crowded yesterday. Crowded.
Where did you shoot at?
So Glenhurst.
Glenhurst.
Okay.
Yeah, man. So we had a good time. This will be the last time of the year that we get out. It's raining today, and it'll be 12 tomorrow. So that'll be it for Detroit. But shout out to all those who came out yesterday, golf with us, and Randy Lane, 79, bruh. Hole in one yesterday.
No, I know Randy.
Hole in one out there.
He had a hole in one?
Had a hole in one. Had his first ace.
Wow.
First ace, man. So hopefully that's a good sign for me. Saw Randy yesterday on number 6. So, I like to believe I had something to do with that hole in one. Randy, you owe me on that hole in one.
Randy got him a hole
but yeah,
in
good
one.
time. Good time yesterday. Got a chance to get out there on the links yesterday and mix it up a bit.
Man.
All right, this week in sports.
What you got, bro?
Man, did y'all know what happened this week in sports? just a few years ago. What happened? In 2003 and in 2006, respectfully, both John Elway and Michael Jordan divorced.
Wow.
Divorced their wives this week in sports. They were both 43 years old when it happened, well after their playing career was over. But I said, I guess they both said it's time to go. It's time to go.
You said, you got to go, baby.
You got to go, baby.
But I think she divorced Jordan. I think it was, But she got $150 million. So,
good come up.
I think she got more than that. I think she got more than that. I mean, but if I'm not mistaken, Mike might have been worth about 500, 600 million at the time. So she got at least half of that. John Elway, not as much, but probably
still wealthy,
nice little payday for him. But we hate to see a divorce happen, but hey, it happens sometimes.
The sports way sometimes. So all in the same week, though, man. That's killing me.
Yeah,
there must be something in the air.
And 17 to 18 years.
We gotta keep an eye on that.
17, 18 years after they get married.
Wow, it wasn't like it was early in the marriage, huh?
Yeah. So
different ball game.
It's game time.
What you got?
Good segue to our Colorado Buffaloes. So yesterday, Colorado Buffaloes got beat like a drum,
beat up
by BYU, and it was the last time that Deion got a chance to coach his sons, both Shiloh and Shador. Who follow him from Jacksonville, really follow him from Texas.
Jackson State.
From Texas as their high school and grade school coaches. And now through Jackson State, now to Colorado, and it's the last time we walked off the field with him. Obviously an emotional Deion, knowing that this is his last game coaching, both of his sons. So what do you all think about
add Travis to that?
And Travis, who he treats like a son.
Right, exactly.
So what do you guys' thoughts on Deion coaching the sons?
I think it was a good thing. I think Deion has brought a lot of leadership, a lot of mentorship to the game of football, game of college football in particular, in Colorado. Trying to teach young men to be grown men in a tough world out here. Him coaching his sons, he's been doing that all his life. So it was just one level to the next level to the next level. Shador, he should be a day one pick. Shiloh, I don't know if he's going to get drafted at all. They saying maybe late, 5th, 6th round. But either way it go, they're both going to get opportunities to play on the next level. They're both making money now with the NIL stuff and stuff like that. Same with Travis Hunter, making money now. So shout out to Deion, and I hope he keeps that program thriving in Colorado. And, I think he will.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see what he does outside the kids going. If he's going to put that dedication still into the program with certain other individuals that he may bring on and treat them as his sons as well. As far as my thoughts on it, well played, Deion. Well played.
Yeah.
You getting these guys in the league. I'm not sure if you would have saw Shiloh or Shador playing to the level that they are somewhere else, under someone else. So, and again, well played by Deion. I got my guys to where I wanted them to get to. Now, I'll bring in some other guys, that's not my son. I can treat you as my son. But now, you're going to get into the roots of his coaching and his recruiting. So, hats off to what the program did, and I'm glad Deion stayed with it, followed it. He stepped out there with Jackson State and started there. Started from what we would like to say the mud, the HBCU, and then took it to a D1 program. So, it went well. It went well. The whole movement to Colorado went well. Hey, nothing you can hate on it. You got people that do hate on it, but you can't because, man, he did exactly what he told y'all he was going to do.
Yeah, 1-11 first year, 4-8 last year, 10-3 this year. So the results just keep getting better and better.
Yeah, so much is made of black men, not being present in the lives of their kids, and particularly their black sons. And so Deion is a testament to what that's like and the impact that black men have in the lives of their black sons. I don't know that I would have seen Shador be the first or second quarterback taken in this draft if not for the tutelage of his son. I don't know if Travis Hunter wins the Heisman if not for the guidance from Deion Sanders. And so what a great example of a Black father, a Black man leading and teaching and training young men to achieve greatness, which I think all three of them have. It's an interesting dynamic coaching your own kid in sports, you know, and you know, I know it was great for them as his sons. My question would be, how good was it? You know, what was the reaction from other players? You know, do guys feel like there was any favoritism or anything like that? From all signs that I've seen and reports that I've read, I don't think it was like that. I think Deion treated, you know, all those players as his own.
Yeah,
and treated them with fairness and that sort of thing. So really hats off to Deion. And this was a tremendous accomplishment for him. And to do it at two different universities in a time where, you know, you're battling NIL, you're battling this transfer portal situation. And he really used it to his benefit to make the situation a bit better for both of his sons. I mean, it's not like he had no experience and no understanding of what being in the NFL and being a professional athlete was or was like. And so he was able to really push that and really set an example for the rest of his players and particularly his sons. So, you know, I think this is a moment where all Black fathers who coach their kids should have an opportunity to stand up and be proud of the job that you do, right? Because this is really an example of, you know, what kind of impact that we can have on our sons, you know, when we're responsible for them and really, you know, responsible for their development, not just as young men, but on the football field, on the playing surface as a whole.
Yeah. So the question I have with Colorado, how surprised are y'all about the acceptance of the Deion experience in Denver, Colorado?
Yeah, look, they won.
You got to win.
So it's easy to.
A lot is accepted when you're winning. Man, they won 1 or 2 games the last few years, and so to really see the growth of that program, and now they're relevant in the college football, you know, the stratosphere. It's who's not going to accept that?
Okay.
And the brashness and the in your faceness and the, you know, all the social media and all the show that is Deion Sanders, that is Coach Prime. I mean, they accepted it because it came with winning.
Right.
And he did exactly what he told those folks he was going to do.
Yeah.
And not only that, if you look at the numbers off the field, enrollment is up. Sales are up and merchandise. So his impact off the field is even greater than it is on the field. But like you said, it all comes down to winning. Coach Prime, arguably the greatest cornerback to ever play the game.
Yep.
So when you bring him to Colorado and he served notice. I mean, he went 10-3 this year. He got a Heisman Trophy winner. His son gonna be a first-round draft pick. What young recruit around the country don't want to be a part of that experience? So once again, like you said, shout out to Coach Prime. He's doing a great job out there in Colorado. Can't ask for nothing else.
And scandal free.
You don't hear no controversy, anything like that. Nothing. You know, you don't hear nothing about his kids, him, coaches. You know, nothing bad. So, you know, just keep it moving. Keep recruiting like you do. Like you say, that NIL plays a big role in everything. So, long as he has the opportunity to give those NIL dollars out, he'll get top guys coming from around the country. Yeah, he'll get those guys. Yeah.
But it's going to be hard to get another Travis Hunter. It's going to be hard to get another Shedeur Sanders, I think. I think you'll get guys who will be good and be quality guys. It's going to be hard to get another Heisman Trophy winner in recent years. Having said that, our boy Travis Hunter's made a little news, him and his girlfriend. You know, any thoughts on the whole scandal with him and his girlfriend?
Well, it's getting deep.
Don't all speak
it's getting deep, man. It's a lot of things being said, man. I really just hope I just hope he's listening to the right people and also listening to his heart. You know, if you love this girl, man, just love that girl. But you're gonna have to take her out the spotlight a little bit because you know, you got a lot of naysayers, you got a lot of people in your ear, a lot of people saying stuff from afar. They don't even know what they going through, what they doing. You know, I've seen a couple of videos of people coming in trying to get this man advice, not knowing neither one of them.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's hard. So, you know, we used to use the term, especially at Northwestern High School, where we played baseball, where all the guys are sitting in the back. You can hear them.
The peanut gallery?
Yeah, the peanut gallery. yeah. Don't have rabbit ears, man. Just try to block out what you can with these rabbit ears, and just do the best you can, man. And you know, but you know, listen to the right person. You know, and I'm hoping Dion. I'm sure Dion is in his ear, like, listen, this, that, and another. Whatever he's telling him, you know, he might be telling him, say, man, you make sure you prenup this thing and all that. You know, whatever he's telling him, just listen to some of the right people, man, and then listen to your heart. You know, I'm looking at it from afar, and you know, I see the things I see. You know, so you believe what you want to believe. You know, people gonna write the narrative the way they want to, and to fit their narrative, they're gonna write it that way. So. You know, really no big thoughts from me on it because I don't know neither one of them. But I could just look from afar and just hope the brother do well, and I hope he gets through this week in sports that we did. I hope down the line. I hope we ain't talking about, hey man, it was Elway, Jordan, and Travis.
Well, my thoughts, man, I just, you know, the guy's 21 years old. For me, it's all about mentorship. You know, a guy coming into the NFL, he coming into a grown man game in a grown man world. He's making grown man dollars now. You know, he's going to be a multimillionaire if he's not already. He needs the right people in his ear, like you was just mentioning, whether it's, and I know Dion can't do it full time because Dion has his own responsibilities back at Colorado, but it does need to be somebody close to him, definitely somebody on that team, wherever drafts him, to take him up under his wing and just show the young man the right way how to go about his business. At 21, it's hard to, you know, tell a guy, you know, he's 21.
Yeah.
You know, my son, he's 29 now, but I remember my son was coming out of college at 21, 22 years old. It's hard to tell a young man, hey, man, this is what you should do. They got to go out there and do it. They got to go out there and get hurt, get bit. And they be like, you know what? You know, you was right.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want it to be to the point where it's like, he lose everything or whatever, but you know, Travis gonna go out there, he gonna get bit. And he gotta learn, hey, look, man, after a while, he'll calm down. And like you said earlier before we got onto the show, Honcho, you know, get into your trade. You're a pro football player. This is what you do for a living. Focus on that. You know, you're gonna have friends, you're gonna have girlfriends. This young lady, like you said, I don't know nothing about the young lady. All I know, Travis Hunter, 21 years old, multi-millionaire, just won the Heisman. Going to be a top NFL player or drafted in the NFL in April in the draft. So, you know, you just got to get out there and hope somebody guides him in the right direction. His mom, his stepdad, or whoever. But, you know, you need a mentor, somebody around him to guide this guy through the trough.
Yeah. And look, Travis Hunter is a young kid with a bright future. He has an opportunity to be one of the best rookies coming in next year. He's probably going to get drafted to a team that's going to give him plenty of opportunities to be great. And, you know, for me, I don't want to ever tell anybody what to do with their significant other, right? He's going to learn. He's going to grow. Hopefully they can grow together. They're very young and seem to be, Travis seems to be a homebody. So not, you know, a guy with not a lot of experience of being outside, you know, as the kids say, right? So he's going to have to figure all of that out at some point. I just certainly hope that he makes the right decisions. And for me, coming in as a professional athlete is key to make sure that you put the right people behind you. People that are going to support you and support your career. Folks this is not going to be yes people to you. They're going to tell you when you're doing right, and they're going to tell you when you're doing wrong. And I think that's going to be the most important thing for Travis, whether that's this young lady who he has a romantic relationship with or his friends and family. it's important to make sure that he surrounds himself with the right people and dive 100% into your craft. You are a professional football player now. Be professional. It's your 2-a-days, your 3-a-day workouts. It's making sure that your finances are together. It's ensuring that you got people that's going to deal with your family the way that you need to deal with your family. It's ensuring that you're doing things in the community to make sure that you are a pillar of that and an example of it. It's diving into your playbook. It's working out. It's getting with your teammates. It's being a great teammate. Do all of that. Focus on that. And everything else will take care of itself. Whether he decides to stay with her or they decide to stay with each other, that's neither here nor there. Be a professional athlete. Concentrate on being a professional athlete. And I'm glad that he and Shedeur played yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Because we've seen a lot of guys not play in these bowl games. And so we'll get into that.
They probably won't even get drafted.
And probably won't even get drafted. They sitting out for no reason. And so a lot of the sitting out in a lot of these bowl games, you want to tap into this. Why do you all think that a lot of players are sitting out of bowl games?
My thought on it kind of reverting back to the Travis Hunter situation is when you have mentors or when you need somebody in your corner that's going to guide you the right way. We have a prime example, a great example here, Will Johnson at the University of Michigan. Yeah. His father, Deion Johnson, former University of Michigan, all Big Ten safety back in the day. His mom, Curtis Blackwell, he has the right people. His uncle played for the Buffalo Bills, played wide receiver. Damaris Johnson, he played in the NFL. So he has guys that can push him through to mentor him. And he's going to get drafted higher than probably Travis Hunter. He's probably going to be the first cornerback taken off the board in the top 5. So you're talking about a guy locally here who has the structure surrounding him to help him get through this $30 million he about to get signing bonus right off the rip. He has people in place along with his father, his mom. You got Curtis Blackwell, you got his uncle, and he also has a Sound Mind, Sound Body Academy. The family. So my son used to coach him up, and all of that stuff like that. So he has people already that's guiding him the right way. You got the Michigan family that been there before, the Charles Woodsons of the world. Those are great examples, great role models. So for him not to play in the bowl games or the games that were remaining at the end of the season, most of the time, in his case, it was a business decision. He had already accomplished everything at Michigan. He won 3 Big Ten championships. He won the national championship. He's going to be the number 4 pick in the draft. So his mindset, and if I'm his father, and you're not playing either. Whether you're hurt or not. We've done all we could do here at Michigan. It's time to move on. So some of these other guys, while they sitting out of bowl games, you had to ask them. But I know the top guys, while they sitting out, business decision. So, hey, it is what it is.
Well, here's the thing that it's coming to a new. Will Johnson sat out. He didn't play the last few games. Sat at the bowl. Business decision. But now you got guys that because of NIL deals, they're being told, hey, I need you to play throughout the whole season. It's a contract without a contract. So here's your NIL deal. I need you to play. You can play every game you can. So what we saw yesterday, I saw Cam Ward. They go up halftime, 31-28. Second half, Cam Ward takes himself out. So he satisfied whatever NIL deal he had. Hey, yeah, I played in the bowl game just like you asked, but I'm not playing the second half. Travis came out the last part of that game. Yes, I mean, the game was out of reach, but Miami was up by 3, trying to get to the 11th win, trying to show the committee, hey, we should have been part of the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? We made all this argument. Cam Ward, he got the record for an NCAA record. It was a personal award. He got it. Second half, he was done. Now we get into a different level of sitting out. And that's the thing that scared me about college football. I mean, it is. I mean, you didn't put the money in it, so it's definitely a business. Everything is the business now, you know. And only certain guys can do it, and it affect a team. And it was nothing like yesterday. That's the first time I ever seen that. You know, when Bosa and them didn't play, them guys, business decision. You get it. But they just sat out all together.
They sat out the whole year, right?
Played half.
Now, I never.
And I'm gone. I'm gone, coach. Yeah. I'm out.
Right.
You know, and I almost thought he was going to play hero ball because it came out down to after Iowa State scored. Those who watched the Pop-Tart Bowl, y'all know after Iowa State scored, they had a chance with about a minute left, and I saw Ward warming up. But he wasn't going back in this game, man. I thought he was going to play hero ball, come in, let me try to get this last drive together. But it's to a different level, man, and it's getting scary for college football. You know, we're going to see the next couple of years how all this NIL and all this sitting out is going to take place.
Well, my biggest concern is what is it doing to college football as a whole and the whole bowl structure in general. You've got guys on teams that aren't making the 12, the playoff team, that are simply deciding to sit out or put their names in the portal and not available to the team. So is it gonna matter? Like, I'm looking at this now and saying, if you don't make the college playoff and your school makes a bowl game, what's the incentive of playing in a bowl game for these kids today? I can tell you what my incentive would have been. There's football being played. I want to go out there and I want to compete. Whether I got an opportunity to play at the next level or not, I want to compete. I want to compete for the guys that I'm playing next to and have been playing next to for the last 3 or 4 years. And I want to compete for my school, my institution, right? And for myself. I'm a competitor. I think a lot of that now is being lost. I think more and more guys with no business are making business decisions.
With no business.
They have no business. Exactly. They're making business decisions.
That.
And my concern is what happens to the college football game. Because if you don't make the playoffs, what's your incentive for playing in a bowl game? Whether it's the Pop-Tart Bowl, whether it's, name another bowl, right?
Brown Couch Bros Bowl.
Brown soon. There's no incentive. These guys just aren't incentivized by playing in those bowl games. And that's my biggest concern.
So do you do away with, I don't know if you do away with the bowl games, because there's still some guys who want to play. It's still some guys who want to showcase their talent. It's going to be a lot of these guys that play in these bowl games as seniors is probably going to get invited to the East-West Shrine game, to the, what's the other bowl game? He's got East-West, as my son played in that. It's the other one in Alabama.
You talking about with the seniors?
Yeah, Senior Bowl. The Senior Bowl. Senior Bowl. Right. Yeah, so it's still guys out there still showcasing their talent, for the guys who already know they're probably going to get drafted high or have opportunity to get drafted. To your point, I just don't get, your competitive nature. It will have you go out there and play. But, hey, man, college football is pro ball on the amateur level. But you're getting paid for it now. You're getting paid for it now. So I can remember when the quarterback, I forgot his name.
At the bigger schools.
At least at the bigger schools, right.
At least at the bigger schools.
It was the quarterback that was at LSU a couple of years ago. He got his NIL deal, and he retired from football. After he got his deal, he said, because he was injury prone already, but he had already signed a big NIL deal for like $1.5 million. That was kind of small potatoes back then. But he took that money. He's like, I'm done. Yeah. I'm not playing no more. I'm done playing, period. He got his degree and he moved on. So, hey, man, college football is not what it used to be. It's pro football in an amateur state of mind, amateur competition, because you're not pros, but you're getting paid like it.
Yeah.
Some of these guys making more money. Travis Hunter, Shedeur, they making more money than some of these guys in the NFL. Guys that got drafted 3rd, 4th round, 5th round.
Right.
First couple of rounds, those guys, But the guys get drafted at 4th, 5th, 6th round. These guys, Travis Hunter, they're already made more money than them. already.
I got a bold question because your son been to a couple of them. So the bag, and when I say the bag, I'm talking about the gift bag that you get. I mean, some of them guys that's opting out, they're not getting the gift bag. Is the gift bag even worth going to some of these bowls?
No,
no, not really.
Not really.
Okay,
some Beats headphones and
some Beats.
and
So is that
and they
about
get
what you get? I don't know.
Yeah, you get that. I remember one year LeBron came because he was a big Ohio State guy, and he set them out with Beats, and he bought them all watches. You know, they got nice watches. So
this during the bowl, not during the year. Okay,
yeah, just bowl. Yeah,
okay,
and no, it's not really a lot.
Okay,
that's not enough.
It's not enough.
Not for us.
Yeah,
we like
it. Would have been enough. It would have been enough.
Right, exactly. Right.
Would have been all.
They came with the PlayStation 5s in the bag.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
It simply isn't enough. And just to transition a bit over to just a little bit more of the NIL and portal situation, you all saw, and I posted on our chat about Jim Larinaga resigning. Head basketball coach at the University of Miami in Florida, resigned the U. And Jim Larinaga, older coach, but an accomplished coach, made it to the Elite Eight, made it to the Final Four with the University of Miami a couple of years ago. And he resigned. And he talked about the reason why he resigned from coaching. And part of it was that it felt like professional sports. What you just said just a moment ago. And, you know, I guess the straw that broke the camel's back for him was 8 of his guys entered into the transfer portal after they made the Final Four. And when he asked them why, you know, is it, you not like it here? I mean, it's Miami. It's the beach. I mean, it's great weather. You know, we playing a top, conference. You're on TV. You know, we're successful. We're winning. And the guy was like, no, it's not that, coach. I got an opportunity to get paid a little more, to go into some other places and use my name, image, and likeness. And kids are not opting for that. And for a coach like Jim Larinaga, who I believe is in his late 60s, 70s, it's not an era that he grew up in. And what's happening now has essentially surpassed a lot of the older coaches who are still in the game.
Right.
And he's no longer willing to deal with professional athletes in an amateur environment. What are your thoughts on, first of all, the resignation of Jim Larinaga? And do you think that other coaches will follow, particularly coaches that are come up in the same era as Coach Larinaga? And, just for the viewers, I know we'll get a lot of people who will respond to this and say, hey, it's no fun when the rabbit got the gun.
Right.
Because coaches move and groove and change teams all the time. But how difficult is it now? And I talk to coaching friends of mine now. It's difficult to build a team now and see guys come in year and year out and stay with the program, learn the system, and be able to bring younger guys up and really build something strong there, because guys are just up and leaving. If you got a little bit of talent, you're up, you're leaving and going to a situation that's going to pay you a little more or give you more opportunity.
So your question was, will other coaches follow? And I would argue that he followed some other coaches. Jim Boeheim. I think the game he saw the game. I mean, yes, he was old and ready to retire. Coach K as well. Guys, it's like, I've done enough. But the NIL was hitting them as well, and they saw the transfer and having to pay this money out. And I got to chase 18-year-olds and drop them some money, that they were never into this. So I would say Jim followed them more so.
So Coach K and Boeheim started
off this movement like, I'm gonna get out of here before it gets too bad.
Yeah.
And so now, this came full circle. It hit the University of Miami. I didn't know it was 8 guys, like you said, but I knew 4 of them for sure. And 8 doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
So you trying to replace the whole team. So and you're gonna have to replace them by spending money. because the only way you're going to get to replace guys that's leaving for money is to replace them with guys that want some money. So it's starting to happen. The bigger program, UConn, was it Fair? Is it what's his name? Ferry, Danny Ferry?
At UConn?
Yeah.
UConn.
No, that's
Hurley.
Hurley.
Yeah, that's Hurley.
It hasn't hit him yet. For some reason, he still got this ball rolling. But watch these guys, man. I mean, if I'm a coach guys for money, I might as well go to the NBA.
Well, see, here's my thought on it. These old school coaches like Boeheim, Krzyzewski, even Coach Izzo, he's still grinding. Izzo's still grinding. You have to find ways to find money. You have, like those guys that's leaving Miami, you got to find money for those guys. I know Miami is a private institution, but you got to find money for those guys. If not, you're still going to have those type of guys leaving programs all over the country. So they have people set up now that specialize in NIL. That's what they do. They hire these guys in, they give them job titles. Hey, you the NIL coordinator. Your job is to find money to pay these athletes, period. That way you won't have the attrition that you're getting from Miami flowing all over the country. So the old school coaches, you got to get out the way. If you can't deal with it, Larry Nager, you got to get out the way because it's not going to change.
And let someone else do it.
Let the young guy come in there. Or Hurley, he know how to work the system. You know, there's coaches out there that know how to work the system. Hey, son, don't leave. We'll find you some money. We get you some money. So, hey, you gotta work around the system, work in the system, get those boosters to buy in. Ohio State didn't have the highest payroll for nothing. Boosters bought in. You got to buy in. Hey, I want to keep this guy on my roster. I want to keep this guy. This guy 6'10".
Cut the check.
You got to cut the check.
Cut the check.
You got to cut the check. So that's how I got to go.
I mean, what you outlined is just simply the reality of college sports today.
College sports today.
If Steve Fisher or Tom Izzo would have came to me and came to my mother's living room and said, I want your son to play at Michigan or Michigan State, it wouldn't have taken a dime.
Right. Exactly.
Right. Because it's the opportunity.
Right.
It's the opportunity to compete at the highest level that I would have fell in love with. It wouldn't have mattered how much money somebody can pay me, but it's a different day and age, and it matters. And I'm not against it. You know, I'm not trying to fight this system that has been created. I'm simply saying it's an adjustment for a lot of people, including the coaches and the fans of the game. I watched Michigan play the other day. I couldn't tell you one guy who played on that team. Never seen him play. Never seen any of these guys play. Brand new team from last year. And I'm not sure they even got a guy from Michigan. They got one guy from Michigan, a freshman. And it's just different, man. It's different. When have you ever watched a U of M team and you didn't recognize anybody?
Anybody, yeah.
Like it's just crazy. So, sign of the times, man. Get on board or get rolled over.
Get rolled over, man. Hey,
it's getting ugly, man. I don't know. It's tough to enjoy.
It is.
Now you just watching for the uniform.
You are
more so than anything else.
More so than the players at all. So. All right, so our Lions, coming off a huge victory. We're not talking to you, Jim.
Hey, what? I'm listening, man. I'm right here.
Coming off a huge victory against the Bears, 13 wins, most in franchise history. The most in franchise history, 13 wins, a record-setting year for our Lions. But obviously for us, we waited 50 years for this to happen. It's not enough. It's not enough.
We gotta close the deal.
Still gotta get some wins.
We gotta close the deal. And closing the deal means, I hate to say it, is rooting for them cheese heads this week.
But this is my thing.
Listen, we gotta have that first round bye. We need Green Bay to win.
We do need that. That would help. But if not, we gotta handle our own business, man. We gotta handle our own business.
Carry your own bag.
Carry your own bag. When we was online, carry your own. Everybody had their own brick. So Lions, they taking care of business. They're getting back healthy. We got Frisco on Monday night. Hopefully that's a win. I think it's gonna be a big win. But we got to carry our own brick, man. We just got to go in there and handle business, whether Green Bay wins or lose. Lions got to handle their own business, period.
That's interesting. So you will be vested at 4:00 watching this game.
I'll be vested. Now, don't get me
Green Bay,
wrong.
Minnesota.
If Green Bay, I want Green Bay to win the game. But the Lions still, if that doesn't happen, you got to go in there. You got to beat Frisco, and you got to beat Minnesota. That's probably going to be on Monday night, I think.
Or a Sunday night.
Or something like that, yeah. So they just got to handle their business, man, period.
The Lions control their own destiny.
That's it.
And
what more can you ask for?
And you absolutely right. They got to handle their own business. But a little help ain't hurt.
No.
Little help ain't never hurt. And so Green Bay beating Minnesota, I think, would be right up our alley. And so we can rest some guys come next.
We need that.
I think that's going to be the most important thing coming down to this last game of the season. Rest is going to be extremely important. This game against the 49ers is important because it's time to get their lick back.
Trying to get it back.
Yeah.
This is a team that prevented us from going to a Super Bowl.
They pushed the branch off your shoulder.
So you got to, I mean, if for nothing else, get your lick back. Get your lick back.
So the thing about the rest, are you worried about, so say Green Bay wins this game.
I know what you're going to say.
Yeah. You know I'm going.
I know what you're going to say.
Okay, so now you resting guys going into Minnesota. Then you get the bye.
I wouldn't rest guys going in the middle. I treat it like a preseason game. Golf will probably play a quarter.
That's rest.
You know,
that's rest.
They'll play a quarter.
Yeah.
Maybe two. Maybe quarter or a half.
Quarter or a half.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't completely shut them down like that, but you know, a quarter or a half, take him out, he done.
Bro, you get one shot at this thing. This is their best opportunity to win a Super Bowl. You got to do all that you can to make sure that you at as full strength as you can be going into the playoffs.
Yeah.
And if that means a quarter, if that means a half, then that's what it's going to be. Rest these guys. Let's move on. We get 2 weeks. We get 2 weeks off.
2 weeks off.
2 weeks to prepare.
Yeah.
Not off, but 2 weeks to prepare for the next opponent. I think that could be a recipe to get you to the Super Bowl. So we'll see.
And you playing both games at home.
Both at home. Both at home. And we talked about this in the past episodes. We've seen what downtown Detroit is like when we got some playoff games, some football playoff games here in late January. So I'm not wearing this Pistons gear for nothing today. I just want y'all to know. I don't have
we relevant. We relevant, man.
And look, I'm not going to run out and throw a party just yet for 14 and 18 by the Pistons. But what I will say is they won 14 games all of last year.
All last year.
All of last year they won 14.
Already matched.
In the 10th spot of the East, so they would be essentially in the playoff, in the play-in game. And I think we got an all-star, first all-star since Blake Griffin. I think Cade Cunningham has an opportunity to be an all-star this year.
And Beasley possibly 6th man of the year.
And maybe Beasley 6th man of the year. This year, leading the league in three-point shooting. So this is a team that is relevant, that is competitive, coming off a West Coast road trip where they went 3-1, beating the Lakers, beating Sacramento. Sacramento ended up firing their coach after the game. They lost a 17, 18-point lead late in the second half. Pistons ended up winning that game. So I'm excited about the future of this franchise, and I think when the Pistons are good, and relevant, I think the league is better. People forget 2004 wasn't that long ago, right? And so when you have a franchise, a team that went to 6 straight Eastern Conference Finals. Not to say that this group is ready to do that just yet. I think they're still a piece or two away from getting to that point. But once the Lions win the Super Bowl, I think all eyes should be on the Detroit Pistons moving forward. It's hard to watch them now, but at least we got so much to root for.
But at least we can watch them now.
But at least you can watch them now.
You can watch them now. They got I think Ivy and Cade, the 5th highest scoring backcourt in the NBA.
Yeah.
So we got talent out there. We got Beasley coming off the bench. We got a bigger staff as the coach. We moving in the right direction.
How about that 3-guard rotation?
Wow, that's a good rotation right there.
Rotation. It's solid.
It's solid. During playing some solid ball in the middle. So, hey, man, we young. We there.
I think they're scoring big away and another wing defender away for really moving into that 6 or 7 spot, which I think will probably be sometime next year. I don't think it happens this year. Probably sometime. Getting a couple pieces and put something together that could really.
Maybe the Red Wings can catch up a little. That's another term. Red Wings.
But Cade and All-Star.
Stevie Y.
Cade and All-Star, man. Cade and All-Star. I mean, I don't know too many All-Star. As well as he has and as consistent as he has in the East. I think Indiana's taking a step back from where they were last year, which I think opens up a spot for Cade to get into that all-star voting. I mean, the voting has already started. We'll see what happens. He's going. It won't be from the fans probably. It'll more likely be from that second tier, the coaches and players, voting them in. But I think he has a great opportunity to be an all-star this year.
Yeah, well, he's done enough. He's done enough to this point.
I think so.
He's put up the numbers and
triple doubles,
showing the improvement. Triple doubles, showing the improvement in the team. So, I mean, I can get on board with that. I can get on board with that. It's room for him.
So you coming back home for this?
I didn't say that. Oh man!
Yeah. Was another episode of the Brown Cops Bros. Thanks for joining us. Like, subscribe, and share this episode.
I got something for the people out there. I don't know if they've been watching. We need to make them a sponsor because I'm going to give them a plug. Pizza Populous. They're going to give you free pizzas, people, if the Lions win the Super Bowl. That Monday after the Super Bowl, between 5 and 8. Free pizzas at all 18 locations in the metropolitan Detroit area.
Well, they need to cut the check.
Cut the check. Pizza Populous. Cut the check.
Man. On Grand River near Greenfield. Cut the check. I gave you a plug. A free plug.
There you go, man. Brown Cops Bros, man. Like, share, subscribe.
And we out.
And we out of here.
Peace.